What if you had a movie or two movies about a man who punches shit out of a bull and a man who punches shit out of an actual bear? Not real bears and real like hurting. But you had that guy and his name was Sonny Chiba. Well, I got those movies for you and it's pretty wild. So let's get into it. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be doing a spoiler-free and unboxing of a new release from Eureka called Bullfighter, which has two movies by Sonny Chiba, Karate Bullfighter and Karate Bearfighter. Previously known, the first one as Champion of Death, and the other one's called Kenkei Karate something or another, but it's Karate Bearfighter. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you what I think about this movie, kind of go into some of the details about the history of this and what it's all about, what I think of it, and then we'll get into the unboxing portion where I'll tell you all the ingredients and everything you can expect to have in this release. But let's get into it. So yeah, MVD sent this out to me, and this is not a movie or series I've ever seen. I, in fact, have only seen the Street Fighter movie like once a long time ago. And if you remember the Street Fighter movie with Sonny Chiba, it was like very graphic and violent and very different. Sonny Chiba did kind of blow up after that movie, and they made like so many different sequels from that Street Fighter series that went on to do like even different people altogether. This one started in 75. It's called Karate Bullfighter, aka Champion of Death, about a man named Ōyama Masutatsu, who was actually a real live karate master who had, basically taught all over Japan. And this is sort of like a biopic about him. He's even in the beginning of each of these movies doing some of his martial arts style and karate on like ice and like a bunch of stuff. So I think that was part of the agreement that they could have him in the beginning of it, just in a way to show that he's the master at it. He actually did train Sonny Chiba on these martial arts as well. But essentially the first movie is about this kind of lone soldier, kind of like almost like Rambo in a way, where he's been to war. He's kind of a little messed up from the whole war situation. He's a good guy, but he's just kind of gotten wound up in it. And he's focused all of his energy on the art of karate and the rawest version of it. In the past, there was kind of laws against using certain martial arts and things like that. And so they went to karate, which was more of a dancing style fighting, not real heavy hard hitting. And so this character Ōyama is like the guy who knows the real raw version of karate, and he goes in and has like a battle, like a competition, like a karate competition, and just slays everybody. He's like a badass. And so they were like, hey, I'll train you here, but we gotta, shake all that rude behavior out of you, all that unkempt sort of style that you have about you that's not very honorable. And he's like, fuck you, I don't want it. Throws his trophy and causes a whole bunch of like mayhem after that. They go on following him or trying to find him, and he's kind of just like wandering around, bumping into different people that he meets, a girl in particular that he falls in love with, and some other people. And he's actually not a bad guy, he's just a little rough around the edges socially, but he's also kind of a badass, and anyone that challenges him, well, you're gonna get your ass beat. But yeah, this is a pretty cool, fun movie. They eventually get to the point where he fights a real bull, but not really, It's done in a way with like quick shots to kind of make it seem like moving, and really he's just kind of holding the horns. Apparently, this scene in particular, there was like a real bull that had escaped or something. I don't know exactly how it works, but in real life, the actual real master fought a bull, supposedly, and a lot of people didn't believe him, so they kind of show that scene in this movie. Like I said, it's kind of like a biopic of this guy Ōyama. A pretty wild and kind of goofy scene, but it works. It's a very serious movie. It's not like your kung fu style, Chinese style, Hong Kong style movies where you know, there's wire work and people are doing flips in the air and stuff. He is jumping in the air and fighting people, but it's a very rough, raw version of karate. And he's, like I said, just a badass at it. But they did do pretty well with this movie, and I enjoyed it. I actually thought it was like a 7 out of 10. It's got a lot of fighting choreography and things that I thought were really cool in it. Plus, Sonny Chiba is just very charismatic. And if you've never seen a Sonny Chiba film, this is definitely going to show you some of his prowess. He was doing like 7 to 10 movies each year for a while. After Street Fighter, he just kind of blew up. The sequel is kind of like, after the events of the first one, there's like a character from the first movie, this girl who's in it. He does fight a bear. That's why it is called Karate Bearfighter. But the reasons why he's fighting a bear isn't just because he decided he wants to punch a bear in the face. No, there's a reason behind it. But he's kind of a drunk when you start out this movie, and like his downtrodden, his whole world is kind of unraveled, and he's just become sort of like a drunk. Even still, he's still a badass, even if he's drunk. And he gets into a bar fight with a bunch of guys, and one of the gangsters whose guys he's kicking the shit out of happens to be a buddy of his from when he was in war. And so he hires him to be a bodyguard, and he soon realizes maybe that's not for him, and he goes over to this other situation. Everybody misunderstands him in some ways. Like, some people highly respect him as a master of his fights. Like some people really, you know, admire and honor him because of his, you know, really good karate. He's a master. Others just think he's a washed up old fool, and he kind of either shows them and wipes the floor with them, or things that you wouldn't expect from the guy. Like, oftentimes he's put in a situation where he could do good or bad, and he does the good thing because that's the nature of him. He's kind of like a wandering good guy. But yeah, I like this one as well. I thought this one was a little bit different, not as exploitative as the first movie. That one was a little bit more exploitative. The second one is him fighting a man in a bear suit, which is kind of silly and fun. But again, these movies are both very serious, played out very straight, and it is kind of him showing his stuff, you know, and like fighting all these people who doubt him and challenging people who are bad people, and then to the final showdown with one of the main guys. I think these are a pretty fun set. Like, I really enjoy it. So this kind of makes me want to go back down that road. I really enjoyed Sonny Chiba's performance in here. I liked a lot of the characters. Some of the characters you like die. It's a very rough world that is more realistic than it is like a wire work crazy, you know, fantastical sort of martial arts style movie. It's very rough, raw, kind of gritty at some points, but also kind of goofy and fun in other spots too. So it's just kind of entertaining. And I think both of these deserve at least a 7 out of 10. I've seen better ones, but this is not a bad Sonny Chiba film set to own. If you like Sonny Chiba, if you like the Street Fighter series, you might like this one if you've never seen it. Like I said, it's out now. If you want to pick up a copy, I got Amazon, MVD, you know, Eureka, wherever you want to pick it up. I will put links down below for you to check it out. But now we're going to go into some of the ingredients, what's inside, how it looks, what I think, and yeah, we'll go into that now. Now, first up, this is the slip-on cover, which I think looks pretty cool. Kind of sums up both the movies pretty well. At first, I thought this was just one movie, and then I was like, oh, it's two. So you got both the, you know, the bear and the bull on the front with Ōyama in the middle, or Sonny Chiba. And here's the side. So got the back, which shows you some, like, you know, some of the action in there. Some of the ingredients on there that I'll go over here in a little bit. Obviously, these are Blu-rays. These are movies from 1975. They looked really good. In my opinion, it looked more filmic than it normally. Some movies, like, they try to use like AI now. This does not have that. This is directed by Kazuhiko Yamaguchi, who was doing kind of a new style for this movie when he did these movies. Both movies together is about 176 minutes. They're both about an hour and 27 minutes each. You get 235:1, which is the original aspect ratios of the movie. It's in 1080p AVC encodes, and you get the 2 discs obviously in here. Now, when you look at the cover of this one, you can see it's got the bull on the front here, and then it's got both the movies that they talk about on the back. So it's kind of like the same thing as the cover here, but they show you each cover and you can choose between both of them. I'll show you here in a bit. Now, when you open this up, you get the first disc, which is the Karate Bullfighter. And then you get, that's where most of the extras are, by the way. And then you get the Karate Bearfighter as well. Both of them have commentaries that you can watch and also documentaries that are included in here. I'll go over those in a second. You get the reversible side here, which you can see here. It has the bear on the front. Kind of like the other design a little bit better, but you know, I believe that is the original artwork. So also you get this booklet that has a kind of a story from like Street Fighter on about Sonny Chiba and all the like different things that he went through, good and bad. It's by Eddie Falvey, who does kind of like a whole thing on this. Pretty interesting read. I didn't get through the whole thing here, but yeah, it has all the viewing notes and all the like extra stuff, how the credits work and you know who scanned it, everything like that. And then a picture of Sonny Chiba and Ōyama right there getting trained. That's him from the first movie. But I really enjoyed some of the extras on this because I didn't know much of the story. Both the films are in 1080p, obviously, from new restorations of the original film elements. So you got that by Toei, and you also have the mono Japanese audio for both of these films. They have optional English dubbed audio for the Karate Bullfighter. Also have optional English subtitles. Brand new feature-length audio commentaries on both of these films, as I mentioned, by action cinema experts Mike Leader and Arnie Venema. There's also a video called In Search of the Ultimate Truth. It's a brand new video essay by Jonathan Clements, author of A Brief History of the Martial Arts. We also have Champion of Death alternate opening credits. So it actually says Champion of Death instead of Karate Bullfighter. There's also the original theatrical trailer, TV spot, plus they have a limited edition booklet that I was telling you about. Yeah, I've been really enjoying these Eureka releases. I've seen some of their other films. I have some of their other films in my collection, but they're doing these sort of martial arts series. They're very much in line with like Arrow or like 88 films in a lot of ways. It's kind of like a mixture of the two. You know, they both seem to kind of be on point with that, but I really enjoy all the extras on all their releases, and this is one I would probably pick up on my own to watch. I'm glad I have a copy of, so thank you MVD and Eureka. But yeah, are you a fan of Sonny Chiba? Have you seen Karate Bullfighter, Bearfighter, or the original names? Are you a fan of these movies? Do you want to watch a movie about a guy punching a bull and a bear? Because I thought that was kind of interesting and it made me want to watch these right away. And they were actually pretty good. So if you want to pick up a copy, there's links for this down below. Thank you so much, everybody, MVD, Eureka, and you guys for watching these videos and kind of opening up your minds to some newer fun movies that you might be interested in. I know this is mostly a horror channel, but I like to mix it up a little bit and do a lot of cult cinema stuff. And I like a lot of the Asian films that I can find, whether it be, you know, Chinese, Japanese, wherever it may be all over the world. I like to kind of spread my wings and check out cinema from everywhere. So I hope this kind of gives you a little bit of taste of some new stuff that maybe you didn't know about. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Thank you for coming by, and as always, long live the void.